Hey guys, Mark from Immortobot, and we're working on something new here. It should be available here shortly, now that we've done some of this prototype testing and we're working on it. So what you see on top of the tool head is this big silver piece. Now why would I have this on top of the tool head? Well, if you're a 30-06 loader or a 4570 loader, the really tall stuff, some of the longer bullets, when you go to put the Mr. Bullet Feeder in there, you can only get about a thread, maybe 2 threads in the tool head, which means the die is pretty wobbly, which isn't real good for the die, especially the original bullet feeder dies, which are made of aluminum, versus the Pro like this one, which is made of steel. So because with the tool head, we put all these attachment points on it, and people ask us why would we drill these extra holes in there. This is exactly the reason why, it was for things like this. So because there's some machining things where if you're trying to match the threads of one thing to another thing, unless you drilled them together, it's pretty hard to match, especially if the machine that made this and the machine that made that are different machines. So trying to catch that exactly right. So what we did is we made sure we made it a system that would work anywhere on the tool head without having to catch exactly which spot it is on here. So even if for some reason the machining on the next set of tool heads is a millimeter difference in the hole, or a quarter millimeter, whatever the distance is, it doesn't really matter, it's going to work. So how this works, you first put the part on there, put the screws in a little bit to hold the part, and screw the die in there until it engages to where you want it to engage. Alright, I caught a thread or two there. What's happened is this rises up a little bit on the threads, but because of the screws, now it's captive. All I gotta do is tighten the screws down, and now it is 100% locked. It actually doesn't even need the lock ring at this point because it is so locked in there. And I'm sorry, the camera's jiggling here, but it's so locked in I don't even need the lock ring anymore because it's absolutely solid to the tool head now. Now the really cool thing is this is portable. This is portable to any of the positions in the tool head. And how we did that is, you notice the shape is not exactly the same on each side. So if I want to catch one of these front tool head for some reason, dropping the screws out, creating another one. But anyway, put that on there, dial that die in this position. It actually perfectly lines up, so the die and the extender threads are perfectly aligned right there, so they lock together. But just to make sure, put the screw into the hole, lock it, and now it's solid. And because the die can actually fit through both of them, you're going to have to use the lock ring and lock the ring down. Give a huge amount of shoulder on here so that regardless of the lock rings you're using, they will have full contact surface, versus the Dillon, versus the Lee, the big monster ring on there. They'll have full contact on a solid surface. You can move it, like I said, you can move it from tool head position for whatever reason you need extended threads in there to get away, to do what you're doing. We're going to work on a version that will provide a 2-hole here, or even a 3-hole. It's customer driven, so if you have a reason that you need 3 extensions on here, let us know. We can get that done up, build you one that will provide you 3 extensions through here. Like I said, it will move from position to position because of the holes. Every hole on here has at least 1 threaded position available to it. Some have 2, like this one, and this one all have 2 positions available. That one has 1, that one, 1. So you can move it from any one of them. So if you already have a CNC tool head, there's now an option for you if you are loading the big tall stuff. We should have pricing soon once we figure out what it's going to cost us in labor and materials to actually get these things made in bulk versus the one-offs that we've been playing with now. So hit us up, send us some messages if you're looking for something in particular that we can do something like this for you. This is why we did what we did on the CNC toolhead, so that you could do these exact kind of things and extend the use of the tool head out. So, as always, come get loaded. Talk to you later.